Well, greetings. I must admit I'm in a bit of a humorous mood, so I've had some good friends, Gary, Bruce, Jeff, good blokes. Thanks heaps. To all of you and all my other awesome friends for inspiring me. So I've reached the point where it's time to do another interview, and it is a Sunday. It's the 31st day of this month called July. Man, I could wax philosophical about that too. Like, how do we even know it's a month? Only because we have a Gregorian calendar which fixes the days. But the days, it's always today, even though now obviously it's night, because you can see my pretty lace curtains aren't reflecting sunlight into the house. It's not even a house actually, it's a basement. But thank goodness you can still see the level is level. It might be hard to tell from your perspective because you might be looking at that beam up there, or this beam in here, I don't know, but there's beams all around us. There's another one over there, there's a corner there, and a bear as well. Don't get me started. But that's the true flattened level, because it's even got warrior written on it. It's a warrior level. Everything else you see is just perspective, and it's just a small tiny room. How can you have so much perspective in one room, I hear you ask? Well, that's a good question. How can you if the earth is a ball? Here we go again. So, good thing I came prepared today, because this is the beautiful homebrewed beer I made the other day, and it's going to get me through this interview, which I said to myself I'd make after I was driving home from work today. Yeah, I know, I worked on the Sabbath. Actually, yesterday was the Sabbath, because yesterday was Saturday, today's Sunday, but I work every weekend. I work all the bloody time. I never stop. I never get a rest, really. Even on the day off. Fuck, you better do some work around the house you pay all this rent for. The work is never finished for a single man. Let alone a double one. Maybe I should make a clone, but fucking cloning machine's still broken. Anyway, so I have to interview myself. This is what I said I'd do. I'd make an interview with myself as though, say, I was on 60 minutes or an hour, whatever. Maybe I was on drugs. Actually, that's a good idea. I might do that in a sec. Except I don't have any. Fuck. So this is the interview, and it's already started, and I'm already fucking it up. So thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being a part of it, because this is probably the biggest thing you've ever seen. So the first question you're going to ask me, seriously, Flatearth Party of Australia? I was actually thinking Flat Earth Australian Party, Australian political party, yeah, Flat Earth, because you could make that one word, so it'd be F, Australian, A, political party, PP, so it'd be like FAP. So then we could all be Fappers, And I reckon that's the go. Like, why not? You know, nobody knows how to fat better than yourself. And it's better than all these other fucking mongrels out there. The Liberals, the Labours, the Greens, the bloody, you name it. They just want to hold you over a barrel and keep fucking ramming it into you. You know? We don't need that. We can take care of our own problems. In fact, that's where it's going to bring in the anarchy. Flat Earth. Anarchy Party. I don't know. I'm not good with acronyms. I'm just good with fapping. And I'm not ashamed to be a fapper, to be honest. I'd rather be that than be a rapist or a fucking cunt sitting on a throne trying to milk your lifeblood out of you with taxes which you have to pay with your lifeblood because you can't earn money without doing time. And that makes you a slave. And this is the anti-slave party. That's why it's the Anarchy Party. And that's why I'm doing this interview with myself. Because there's very little I don't do with myself. And it's quite enjoyable most of the time. So, I make my own home brew. I set my own spirit level. I live in a house and I pay a fucking fortune just to live in it because this is called life. This is the reason we came to Earth, to be some piece of instrument to somebody else's wealth. No. No. This is why I'm originating the Fappers. So the first question, obviously, if I was an interviewer on the 60-minute channel, I would say, Flat Earth. What the fuck is that? Oh, well, yeah, probably wouldn't say fuck, I'd edit that out, but what the fuck is that? Flat Earth. Everybody knows the Earth is a ball. It's a sphere. We've all seen the globes in our classrooms. Of course it's a sphere where it's spinning around. That's why the sun rises and sets and shit. And so I'd have to say, yeah, okay, that's a really good one. When did they come up with this idea? Pardon me, that's just the beer repeating. When did they come up with this idea that the Earth was a ball? Oh, 2,000 years, 3,000 years, 500 years. Copernicus. All these philosophers came up with the idea and they used their mathematics and their big fat brains and their big fat Greek heads and all that sort of stuff and said it's a ball and Atlas holds it on his back. Okay, well, yeah, we all sort of forgot about that because we're not such big fans of the Greek gods anymore. Atlas. But then we still need maps to see the world. And putting it on a ball works quite... Oh man, this is good brew. Putting it on a ball works quite conveniently, doesn't it? But how do you know it's a ball? How do you know? 500 years, 1,000 years, however many years. You've been told it's a ball. You've learnt it in school, you've seen it on the maps. Have you seen it in reality? Have you seen a real picture of the ball? Well, of course, because NASA came along, sent some dudes up in a big rocket up to the moon, and they took pictures. And even though it's now all been revealed as a massive hoax, a massive lie, those pictures are the only thing left convincing us we live on a ball. The rest of it is what we see is what you get. Have you ever seen curvature? This is a ball, right? No, it's not. It's just my hands. I'm imagining a ball. Maybe I can find one, you know, if I'm lucky. Let me just go grab this one over here. This one will work. Sorry, guitar. I'll just bring its friends along with it, just in case, because see that there is a ball. As you can see, it's got a bit of liquid in it. That's just to make it more ballish and shit. But and you might think this is drugs. It is not drugs. It's just a lid, okay? And you know, I hate to do this in public television and stuff, but you know, I've got 60 minutes and I'm going to use every last one of them. So let me just flatly pack some green herbal stuff into this thing with a flat lid, because everything that we know in nature is flat. Everybody keeps saying, no, nature's always curved. Well, it's not really. It's a bit bendy and windy and shit, but it ain't that curved. So just hang on a sec while I test the results of this. Okay, that seems to be working. So that's more or less a ball, you know. It's a ball with a big stem, you know. Some girls like big balls with big stems. I don't bend that way, but I'm open to persuasion at the moment. I'm in this bit of a headspace when it comes to that. I think I could love you all, but in a purely platonic sort of way, you know, like Plato is very philosophical about the way he loves people. Theoretically, I love you all. In reality, if you touch me, I'll just rip your beating heart out and eat it while I watch you slowly die. Because I love you. Because it's the little things that count. If I didn't love you, I'd probably let you live to a ripe old age and let you die really slowly, really painfully and all alone after all your friends have died. That's no kind of love. No, I love you. Beating heart. And I wouldn't spit it out because I love you. I love you all so much. I know you think the interview's over, but it's alright. Here's one I prepared earlier. You lost me lid there. Alright, so that's why the flat earth. Because to think you're on a spinning ball through a vacuum of space. Do you even know what a vacuum is? Do you know what a vacuum is? If you know what a vacuum is, it is something that is sealed off with force inside some sort of, say, a vacuum tube. This isn't one because this is going to be a jet propulsion force when I open it, but you'll get the impression that it is still sealed with force all over the place and all over the fucking camera. We're not going to let that ruin the interview. I had a feeling that one of these was a little bit heavier sedated with sugar when I bottled it. That must be the one. So let's get on with the fucking show. Well, that's what the atmosphere would do if the universe was a big vacuum and just suck it all out with force, because it's a vacuum. A vacuum with force, because that's what a vacuum is. It's not just nothing. Like, it's not just nothing. It's a force. And gases escaping from an atmosphere are just gases escaping from an atmosphere. And yet, you think a force of gravity that let gases escape from this force of gravity will not get sucked off by this big vacuum surrounding us with nothing to seal us. Gravity gets weaker and weaker, and yet the atmosphere doesn't just sit there either. It fucking spins with us at 1,000 miles an hour, faster than the speed of sound. Yeah, are you starting to understand what believing in a ball earth means yet? Faster than the speed of sound, 1,000 miles an hour, with an atmosphere moving with it for no reason, in a vacuum surrounding it. Duh. So that's why the Flat Earth Party. Because we need to get your attention. Now, to get down to some serious business. The reason we have money is because it controls the wealth and takes it from the people that make the wealth and gives it to the people that make the money to control the wealth for their own benefit, not for ours. Now, this is supposed to be a Commonwealth of Australia. Australia, the Earth. Maybe it can spread from Australia, but this is where it's starting, because this is how we're going to do it. We're going to take back the wealth, the Commonwealth for the common people, and sorry, banks, thanks for holding our wealth for us, but now that we need it, we're going to start using it for us, not for you guys to sit there in your big fucking mansions or in your pissy little yachts that you're too afraid to take out in the ocean anyway. No, the Commonwealth of Australia means the money gets distributed equally. You don't have to work to get money. But if you want to work to get ahead and get extra advantages for working extra, good for you, go for it. You have this opportunity now. Now is your chance that you don't need to be already in the loop and have a heap of money just to have your chance. Because everybody gets a chance. First and foremost, we're not going to be spending all our days just to earn enough money to survive. And buy the ingredients for your own home brew. No. With the Flat Earth Party, we believe in a fair go for everybody. No matter what your position in life, where you were born, how many brothers and sisters you had, how retarded you are, doesn't matter. Not that I think you're retarded. I am. I'm the one for not thinking of this earlier. So, So what we're going to do, once we take control of, well, we don't have to take control of nothing. What we're actually going to do is leave them to their own devices and say good luck with that, you know. Have your bloody Dark Ages internal combustion engines and shit fouling up our air and aeroplanes flying through the sky and spraying shit on us and putting shit in our water. It's finished. That day is done. And we don't care if you want to waste your fucking time still doing that bullshit to us, because we've come back with our own defence. So you can just go along and be whatever fucking Commonwealth of Australia want to be, because we're bigger than that and we're sick of your bullshit and we're not going to put up with it any longer. And if you didn't drink to that, you're not Australian. Fucking Liberals, Labours and other wankers trying to con us into thinking that you know how to control our lives, tell us what we must do, how fast we can drive, what natural substances I may use for my own good and health and well-being, that I can't self-medicate, that I must take your toxic chemicals that your doctors that you approve of prescribe, and that's it. Nah, we're better than that, and we're just going to do what's right for us. So that's the anarchy part. You know, you guys have your government, live there in your cities and take care of the plebs over there. We're just going to take over the uninhabited parts of Australia, the big wide desert. And we can even start it all the way over West Australia, where it's closest to the desert. And we're going to pay people with everything they need to survive, you know, housing. Refugees from all over the world will do this because we're going to give them free land and free life. And it's probably the sort of thing that you've already been looking for yourself. Free land, free life. You shouldn't have to spend your whole life working just to live, just to have your basic things you want. If you want extra, by all means, go for it. And as I say, I encourage that. Go for it, because you deserve extra. You've got every right to. We have so much technology these days, so much advancements in every area of science, agriculture, mechanics. Not every single human should have to be working every day or 5 days a week of their lives just to survive from day to day, week to week. And that's what inspires me, because that's what you've been making me do on all this time, and I've had enough. Everybody deserves the right to benefit from the commonwealth of this knowledge, technology, wealth. It belongs to us all. And you greedy pricks who've been hoarding it all this time, your time has come. You're going to share with us, be one of us, or be excluded forever. So, I don't like to exclude anybody. I think this should involve everybody. No more taxes for anybody at our current situation where we're at. The taxes are finished except for just the one tax, and this is the sensible tax. I call it the sensible tax. So I forgot what I was going to call it. I was going to call it something else. It's the 1% tax anyway. All the other taxes go. Any money you want to earn, anywhere, any job, whatever you do, and somebody agrees to a price to give you for it, no tax. You never pay tax. You don't have to declare nothing. The only time any tax gets taken out of any part of our living expenses, living standard, life, that's it, life, think for a minute. Any time that they want to take anything from us for the coordinated effort of helping us and telling us how to live our lives is 1%. And we're not going to let them tell us how to live our lives anyway, so fuck it. But it will be 1% because we need money for the roads. Even though I'm going to make roads obsolete, fuck roads. Nobody needs roads in the future, but in our current situation with roads and shit, we need 1%, which is nothing compared to the fact that while you're spending every dollar at the moment, they're taking 10 cents. It's like two of them, that one and that one, 10 cents in every dollar, directly from you just for making a purchase. Let alone they've already taken 20 or 30% out of your wage to earn the money in the first place. Rent, electricity, phone. Oh yeah, food, you got to eat too. Beer, you're going to make your own for like 30 cents a bottle, or you can't even survive. So instead, we'll just replace taxes altogether with a 1% sales tax. So all you have to pay, any tax, anytime, when you buy anything, is 1% of the transaction. And electronic transactions, so like every legitimate business and stuff, just doing it through any till, regardless of card or cash, just 1%. So you're already making 9 cents in every dollar you spend profit. And all your other taxes gone. Because, fuck it, we'll pay for it for you. We will. If you need a car, I mean, yeah, of course we're going to replace that. If you need a car to travel to work in your slavery, if you still feel you need to after this is all done, we'll just pay for it for you. We'll buy your car, we'll maintain it for you, we'll pay all the expenses, we'll put the fuel in it for you, and we'll even build the road for you, just so long as you, every time you make all this extra money, you spend it, so we can get our 1% back, because that's all we need. You can keep the other 99%, keep all the stuff you're spending on, because it's all going back in to the manufacturer of all this stuff that you want, which is what the Commonwealth is all about. How did we ever let them steal the Commonwealth from the people? Because we're just stupid, or just didn't think, and we just said, yeah, you, okay, well, okay, here's $80 a week to fill my car up with fuel so I can get to work, because I really need my job. And if I lose my job, I won't be able to afford my car to put the fuel in to get them a job, or eat, or pay for a house I can sleep in that costs me a fortune, because I've got no fucking life. So I guess that's the result of this interview. Fuck the Jews. The Flatearth Party of Australia is taking this country back. And we're not going to fuck with your heads anymore and tell you any bullshit about spinning balls, in massive debts. Let's reclaim this country for Australia. I don't care what you believe. Flat, ball, God, no God, devil, bullshit, anything. I don't care what you believe. But if you don't care for yourself and your fellow Australians, then find another party, go and join them, and give them 70, 80, 90% of your life. We only want 1%. And they're taking 99.